What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 squad? Welcome back into another video as we are going to be going over the final picks for the New York Giants in the 2021 NFL draft. The 7th round is still going right now, but the Giants don't have any 7th round picks, so they had 2 6th rounders, so we're going to go over those guys right now. Just to let you guys know, I had no prior knowledge of these two prospects. I'll be completely transparent with you guys. Had no prior knowledge of Gary Brightwell and of Rodarius Williams, before the draft. But doing my due diligence on these guys, it may be I'm wearing the blue lens, and it's just because I drafted these players. But man, I think these guys are really good 6th round picks. Now we're gonna start off with Gary Brightwell, and I said this before the NFL draft. The Giants should really look into getting a depth running back player. You really can't miss you usually really can't miss on a 6th round running back. I mean, usually when you get these guys in the 6th round at the running back position, they usually do some work with you, whether that be in special teams or, come in as a spell running back in case, your starter is fatigued and or even hurt. So, we've seen a lot of New York Giants late round picks and undrafted free agents at the running back position go ahead and do some work in prior years. So I feel like, the Giants should have definitely got themselves a running back in the later rounds, and they did just that. Each mock draft I had a running back being drafted later in the rounds for the Giants in those 6th round picks. And I had Puka Williams. He's still on the board. Hopefully he finds a really good team, or maybe he goes undrafted to us. I had Puka Williams, but in this case, it's Gary Brightwell. And this guy, I believe he's standing at about, I have to check again, I think like 6 foot, he's 5'11", 218 pounds. And man, this guy is a runner. Now, he hasn't racked up a lot of yards. Obviously, he's a 6th round pick. He's not going to be, groundbreaking and, up there in the stats. Otherwise, he would be a much higher pick. So, you can't expect just a perfect player in the 6th round. You just can't. This guy's a diamond in the rough, but a really good runner. Now, what I see on him on the very limited film I watched on him before making this video, I noticed he has a very, very good footwork before he reaches his top speed. I noticed that as it takes him a while to get his acceleration going, but when he is still like starting to ramp up and charge up a little bit and to try to burst down the field, he has a little bit of good footwork and is able to make the first guy miss a lot when he finds that hole. He's very good on these stretch plays when he's able to get the handoff on, and get outside the tackle box, and he's able to cut inside very nicely and usually make the first guy miss. So that's what I really like. But when he starts hitting that speed, when he makes that initial cut and he starts going downfield, it seems like it's very hard for him to. I've seen him try to make some cuts, and he's just not successful and winds up just going off balance and being tackled. Besides that, he's just like a freight train, right? A freight train is hard to stop when they get going, and they take a long time to even start going, right? It takes a long time for them to ramp up and charge up and get down the track. But when he does, he's basically unstoppable. But not a lot of wiggle room besides that. He's going straight ahead, and that's pretty much where he's going. But I really like Gary Brightwell. Now, do I envision him making this roster? I think so. I think he can definitely make this roster. We really don't have anybody else besides, obviously, Saquon Barkley and Devontae Booker. There's pretty much, and Sandro Platzgummer, who is the German running back, but I think he's good too. But there's going to be some good competition at the back end of that running back depth chart. So I really like Gary Brightwell. I think he can be used on certain downs whenever these running backs are fatigued and God forbid a injury happens. But I think he would be a good addition to the New York Giants and not just have to play special teams like you see a lot of these 6th round picks doing. Now, we are going to move on to our last pick, 201st overall, Rodarius Williams, cornerback out of, I believe Oklahoma State. I don't have it right in front of me. What I seen from this guy, very lanky corner. This is exactly what you want from, like Squid. I hope this is not an insult, Rodarius, if you're possibly watching this, or anybody of that stature, but like a Squidward type player, right? Really long, lanky guy. That's what you want in a cornerback. That is the ideal cornerback frame that you would want. He has long arms, long legs, has a very good reach, has a very good wingspan, and let me tell you right now, the first thing I noticed about Rodarius Williams, obviously, but FYI, he is Greedy Williams' brother. So if that helps anything, I guess getting some training with Greedy Williams, maybe that helps. But he's Greedy Williams' brother. Like I said, very good frame, very ideal frame in what you want in a cornerback. One thing I did notice, though, is that he is very, very handsy. Very handsy, especially right off the line of scrimmage. He bothers the hell out of you. He's a nuisance. That's what I like. Obviously, in the NFL, the referees are a lot more serious on the hands. Not as much colleges. You could really get away with a lot in college. Something I noticed about Trey Waynes a couple of years ago when Trey Waynes came out in the draft, like 2015. Very handsy guy as well. But Rodarius Williams, very handsy, and seems like he gets away with these calls, but that won't happen in the NFL. But he's a nuisance on the field. Like, he disrupts routes from the jump. Rodarius Williams disrupts routes from the jump. Very good press man corner, and I'm telling you right now, on those deep over routes, on those post patterns, on a quick slant, this guy learns, like he knows exactly what's going to happen. And just by watching him on film and a couple of his highlight reels, he just cuts in between those routes so nicely. He breaks on those routes so nicely. He cuts under those routes so nicely. If we could find a way to unlock his potential, man, and just add another weapon to this cornerback room, it's going to be very, very, very hard for him to crack this roster. I mean, my automatic, kind of verdict on Rodarius Williams, he will probably for sure make the practice squad. I think this guy's definitely practice squad worthy. I think he was definitely worthy of being drafted. Usually you see a lot of these guys go in the 6th round that probably shouldn't even be drafted. I think Rodarius Williams was definitely a draft pick, and a 6th round draft pick at that. I think he would definitely make this practice squad. It's going to be very, very hard for him to make this final roster, the day 1 roster. It's going to be hard, man. You got guys, obviously James Bradbury, Adoree Jackson, Darnay Holmes. You just drafted Aaron Robinson. You have Isaac Yiadom still there. You got Julian Love, who plays some corner. We've got a lot of guys in this cornerback room. So if he can find a way to try to get himself on this field somehow, I think it'll be nice. But man, I do like Rodarius Williams, man. If he were to go to any other team that needs cornerback help, this guy may find his way on a starting roster sometime during this season. So that is my opinion on and my take and my reaction on the 2 6th round draft picks in Gary Brightwell, running back out of Arizona, and cornerback Rodarius Williams out of Oklahoma State. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you guys like these picks, and I will see you guys maybe tonight, tomorrow. We'll talk more draft, maybe Giants draft. Maybe I'll go live, maybe make another video. But that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.